Top 3 Scariest YouTube TikTok Stories You Won't Believe. Story 1, The Lost Streamer. It started like any other live stream on TikTok. Sophie, a rising content creator, was known for her paranormal investigations. Her followers loved watching her explore haunted locations, and she'd amassed a large fan base. But one particular night, Sophie decided to stream her visit to an old, abandoned asylum on the outskirts of town. Her followers tuned in as usual, watching her walk through the dark halls of the asylum, the only light coming from her flashlight. Everything seemed normal at first, until the lights flickered and strange noises began to fill the live stream. Whispers, then footsteps, and finally, a low growl that echoed through the asylum. Sophie paused, looking around, her voice trembling. "I don't think we're alone," she whispered into the camera. But before she could say anything more, the stream cut out. Her followers flooded the chat with concern, but Sophie didn't respond. Hours later, the live stream was mysteriously re-uploaded, but Sophie was nowhere to be found in the video. The camera moved on its own, panning down dark corridors as if being controlled by something, or someone else. At one point, a shadowy figure appeared on the screen, standing motionless, its eyes glowing unnaturally. Sophie's account was deactivated shortly after, but the eerie footage continued to circulate. A few weeks later, a video surfaced showing Sophie, but she was different. Her eyes were hollow and her face was unnaturally pale, as if something had taken over. In the caption, she simply said, "I shouldn't have gone in." To this day, Sophie's fans continue to search for her, but she's vanished completely. The asylum, however, still stands. And the whispers, they're still heard through the TikTok streams. Story 2, The Silent Game. Alex loved playing horror games and streaming them for his followers on YouTube and TikTok. He was a big fan of a new game that promised an experience like no other, Silent Game, a psychological horror game where players had to make it through a maze without speaking, or else something terrible would happen. The rules were simple: stay silent and you win. But if you made a noise, any noise, your character would be hunted by something unseen, and you had to escape the maze before it caught you. One night, Alex decided to stream his experience for his followers, excited to show them just how good he was at it. His audience watched as he navigated the eerie, empty corridors of the game. His fingers clicked the mouse, guiding the character through the shadows, and everything was fine, until the first noise. He coughed, just a small sound, but it was enough. Instantly, the game's atmosphere changed. The lights in the game flickered, and a distorted, hideous face appeared on screen, screeching in a language no one could understand. Alex froze, staring at the screen. The figure in the game began to chase him. He couldn't move, couldn't speak, only watch in horror as the character was cornered, dragged into darkness. But then, something terrifying happened. Alex's own voice, the one from the live stream, appeared in the game, repeating his words from earlier that night. It wasn't just the sound of his own voice, it was distorted, twisted. The figure in the game paused and the screen went black. Alex's audience could hear his panicked breathing, the sound of something scraping against the microphone. "Help!" he screamed into the mic. The feed cut out. The next day, Alex's followers noticed that his TikTok and YouTube accounts had been deleted. No one had heard from him since. Rumors began to spread. Some said that playing the Silent Game was no longer just a virtual experience. The game had crossed into reality, and once you played, you couldn't escape it. Alex's last video, a single frame of darkness, continues to haunt viewers who dare watch it. Story 3, The Reflection. Lily was just a regular TikTok user, posting lifestyle videos and makeup tutorials, but she was always searching for that one viral video. She had seen others post about mirror challenges, a trend where people would film themselves in front of a mirror, asking a question or daring to speak to the reflection. Curious, Lily decided to try it, thinking it would be a harmless way to get some attention. She set up her phone, positioned herself in front of the bathroom mirror, and hit record. "What is the most dangerous thing in my life?" she asked, looking into the mirror. She waited for a moment, then laughed nervously, expecting nothing to happen. But her reflection didn't laugh. Instead, the reflection grinned. A wide, unsettling smile that wasn't her own. Lily froze, staring at the mirror. The reflection's eyes grew darker, more hollow, and it began to move on its own, even though she stood perfectly still. The reflection raised a hand, pointing directly at her, and mouthed the words, "You've invited me in." Terrified, Lily quickly stopped the video and backed away from the mirror, but it didn't stop there. Her reflection continued to move on its own in the video. It blinked, then tilted its head at an unnatural angle, as though it was studying her. Lily deleted the video immediately, but it had already been shared by others. Viewers reported hearing strange noises, whispers, and even glimpses of the reflection in their own mirrors after watching it. They claimed the same thing happened to them. A dark, twisted reflection that wasn't their own, an invitation to something that wasn't supposed to be seen. Lily never posted again. Her account vanished overnight, and no one has seen her since.